Hey everybody, Bobo Foot Gaming back again. It looks like we've got the first in our new Grand Arena, our new source of consistent crystals. So I figured I should actually start taking Grand Arena a bit more seriously instead of half-arsing my way to Kyber and just leaving it at that. So without further ado, I'm going to look into my first matchup for this season. So I ran the Hot Utils compare, and we can see here that I'm paired up against a person called Thunder from Elevated Terrain, which is a 355 mil guild. My opponent's lifetime GA is a little low at 580k compared to my 960k. I have a lot more offensive wins, a lot more undersize, a lot more defense, and a lot more full clears. So it's hard to say if this person's new from this. Maybe they're a new whale, maybe they didn't care much about Grand Arena before. So probably can't actually take a lot from the season information. I have a significant GP advantage, as we can see. As all of this section here in this summary is green, I have 40 more Zetas, a lot higher speed, only 14 more Gear 13s, which is a little surprising, but still 14 more Gear 13s. The mod disparity is pretty huge. I have a significant advantage in 6 dots, massive advantage in 25s. I have like 3 times more, 2.5 times more 20s, 2.5 times more 15s, which is massive. And I have a significant relic advantage too. I have 2 relic 9s, which is JML and Piet, and then an additional 4 relic 8s. He has more relic 7s and 6s, but I have a massive jump in the relic 5s. He doesn't have Lord Vader, whereas I have all 6 GLs with ultimate. He does have Cat. Strangely, Maul isn't on this list, but we'll take a look at his .gg shortly. As you can see, most of my characters are faster. I mean, my C is a little smaller, but I have a massive health advantage over his of 60k. My JML is faster, has more health, has more protection, more potency, slightly more offense. This mainly comes from the relic 9, but that's a nice little advantage for me anyway. So yeah, basically, and my ship, if it's relevant, mine is R9 versus his being R8 if he chooses to keep his on offense, which is very unlikely. I should really put 6 dot mods on my malevolence, as we can see here. So, but looking at the compare, which is a great tool, it looks like I have a significant advantage, so that's good for me going into round 1. So now I'm going to take a look at his .gg page. We can see a lot of the information from the Hot Utils bot, but mainly I want to look at the character section to see if there's anything that obviously he has that's an advantage for him, or that he obviously doesn't. So let's take a look first if he has Maul. He doesn't have Maul, so that's a big win for me. Sort of says that perhaps he doesn't care too much about Conquest, which, as we all know on this channel, Conquest is perhaps not the best game mode, but the rewards are very good, and we really should pay more attention to what we're getting out of Conquest. We're looking for his Dark Trooper here, so he only has a 6-star Dark Trooper. That's very good for me because that means that I can use my Darth Revan base team without having to make any changes and not have to worry about it just being troopered. It looks like his Bad Batch are a little undergeared. Okay, so he has a 6-star Wrecker and Echo. If we look at Echo's speed, Echo's only 261, so we don't have to worry there about doing any changes to the GG team if I want to set that on offense, because I don't need to shut off the Bad Batch team. So that's good, that's good. He has Relic 7 GBA, Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan. Perhaps not controversial choices, but that's quite high relic levels for someone at this point in the game. Same for Asajj, Talzin and Traya here. Went in for a Relic 8 Daka. That's a little controversial. I wouldn't go that far. What else have we got here? Anything else that stands out really? No, all the rest of this looks... Oh, he has full Relic 7 Geos. So Spy, Soldier, Poggle and Sunfac, all Relic 7. That's a very high investment. I guess his Malevolence fleet is going to be pretty fantastic, but he only has a Relic 3 Beskar Armor Mandalorian. So perhaps his Executor on defense is not going to be as good as mine, because I have a Relic 8 BAM, Relic 7 CAD, Relic 6 Bosk, and the Relic 9 Piet. He doesn't have a Relic HK, but the rest of this, he doesn't have a BAM team at all. Queel is gear 8 by the look of this. So yeah, like pretty standard account. Pretty good for his GP. Like it's a very good account at 7.9 mil. Like I'd be happy with this if I was in his position, but this looks like a pretty rough matchup. So I'm heavily favored, I would say. Well, now we've looked at what Thunder has for an account, I'm going to go ahead and set my defense. So we know he doesn't have a Dark Trooper, so we're completely fine with setting a normal Darth Revan comp. I think I would like to set Darth Revan in the top here. The reason for this is I'm going to set double GLs in the bottom, and I think Darth Revan is one of the better teams to set after that. Hence, this is going to go in the top with my bottom zone being the most heavily defended. So we're going to set Darth Revan here. Now, in the bottom, we're going to set double GLs in the bottom. And we're going to set Vader, Maul, and then triple tanks. So that's going to be Royal Guard, Stormtrooper, and Shore Trooper. It's a very solid team. Pretty hard to beat without JMK. And obviously my opponent has JMK, so he can beat this. But that's going to come into the second team we're setting, which is going to be JMK. So hopefully this is going to put some pressure on my opponent here. So I'm going to set JMK, Cat, and Kenobi, Anakin, Ahsoka. So nice, solid team. And this zone should already look very, very strong. So the next team I'm going to look at setting is going to be Gas. And I think I would like to set Gas in the top here. Because again, Gas and DR are, for me, two of the best defense teams after the GLs. So I want to balance out the zones as much as possible. Obviously, I'm favoring the bottom with the GLs, but I don't want my top zone to be super weak. So we're going with Gas in the top. Then we'll also, in the bottom, we're going to finish this finish this off with Beskar Armor Mandalorian and GG. So we're going to go down here to Scoundrels. We're going to set BAM, IG, Queel. Important to set IG before Queel because of the Queel unique. Then we'll set Nest, and the question is whether I want to set Vandor here or do I want to set Dengar. I'm going to set Vandor here. Or I could set L3. Oh, I'm going to go with L3 here. So a bit more tanky, potentially a bit more awkward. This will probably get Revaned or either Revan or Vader, like Darth Vader. But I think that would be his best option here. Now we're going to go down to set a standard General Grievous team of General Grievous, B1, B2, Magna, and Newt. I don't have a Droideka and I don't want to burn BB-8 in the Newt slot, so we're just going to go with this. So that's our bottom zone all set. I think that looks pretty good personally. It's got 2 solid GLs and then 2 decent teams after that. Now how we're going to round out the Darth Revan gas zone. I think I'm going to go here with a slightly different team to what I normally set, just because I want to see how this team does. So I'm going to go with Darth Maul lead with the Sith Triumvirate, however you want to say it. And the last slot, I think I'll go with Dooku, as I'm not building a Newt Separatist team. I think it's fine to use Dooku here, and he's a little annoying. And then the last team to go in here, I'll set a nice easy team of Mon Mothma with some Rebel fighters. So that's going to be Kara, Pow, Hoth Rebel Scout, and Kyle. My Kyle is only 248 speed, so nothing breathtaking, but hopefully that's quick enough that maybe it will cause some problems versus teams that normally cakewalk it. I would still assume though that this will just be Sith trioed at this point. Then my back zone, I think I'll go with a crew lead. I do like the crew lead, and if I use SLKR on offense, it's probably going to be a solo, or it'll be with a mix of Watt, Armorer, or with Night Sisters, or something like that versus a GL. So I'm going to go with crew, Hux, Sit, Kylo, and I'll go with Special Forces TIE Pilot. Then the last 2 teams on the ground. What do we want here? I think I'll do a Bounty Hunter team. And I'll go with Django, Bosk, Boba, Zam, and Dengar. Like, not a fantastic team, but if he gets this far, he has to beat a 331 speed Zam. I think Bosk and Django should be clocked to be very close to her, so that's 294 on the Bosk. And, oh my, these mods on Django are not great. 281 on the Django, so it should be that Zam goes AoEs, Bosk taunts, Django AoEs, Bosk mass attacks. It's not the best team, but it's not awful. And then for the last team, Have some options here. I could look at a Finn lead. I could look at a JTR lead. I could look at my bad Geos. It's tough to say. I don't really. Yeah, I think I'll just set Geos. I don't want to burn Geonosian Brood Alpha. I'll set Finn lead. So I'll set Finn Heroes, and then I can keep the veterans to go with JTR droids, which means I'll also set Poe, and do I want Stick Ray? No, I'll just set Trooper. So this might not be a fantastic team, but it should do something, maybe, if they get that far. And then in the top, I'll set the standard. I'll set Piet with the Bounty Hunters. So that's going to be, I'll set Cad, Bosk, Bam, Boba, IG. And then we'll go with, do I want to set Negotiator? Do I want to set Negotiator? That's the question. No, I'll set Thrawn. I'll set Thrawn double tank. So this will be Vader, TIE Bomber, and this will be Sith Marauder. Then these three, and I'll go down to Sith. Take out the TIE because I want that for offense, and set Marauder plus Maul. And that's it. That's my defense. So just to review, that's Executor Thrawn on for Fleet. In front of that, it's Darth Revan, Gas, Maul, Sith Trio, and Momo Fighters. In the bottom, we're going to have Vader, Maul Triple Tank, JMK Cat Trio, GG Nu, and Bam L3. And then in the back, we have Django Hunters, Finn Heroes, Crew Hux. So it should be a taxing team for our, taxing defense for our opponent here. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed my thought process into how I'm approaching this GA and how I've set up my defense. And you should look at Hot Utils for the compare tool. It's really good for giving you a top level look at where you're positioned versus your opponents. So it really can be quite helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be looking at recording my fights and uploading them to the channel so you can see how I did on offense as well. Please tune in again, and I'll see you soon. Good luck in Grand Arena. Wishing you all the best. Take care.